Hello there, friends and followers, and welcome to this live X-Plane 11 stream. We are back today in this rather complex and beautiful McDonnell Douglas MD-11 by RotateSim. I want to welcome all of you to the stream. I'm sorry if I missed some of you as I started responding to chat here. Lucas, hello, my friend. DT, welcome. And we've got with us today Richard, Adam, and we've got, let's see here, Mohammed. Hello, Mohammed. Welcome to the stream, my friend. We've got with us also Deutsch. Is it Deutsch? We've got Pritam. And we have got with us today also Brandon. Hello, Brandon. Welcome, my friend. Wojtek, hello, my friend, and welcome. Yes, sir, it is late in the evening on a Sunday. The weather is nice in Kuwait this evening, and it's been a tough day at work, but here I am for this live stream. The McDonnell Douglas MD-11 is definitely worth the time. And Goose with Google, hello, my friend. Welcome. James, hello, my friend. From the UK, Farouk, hello, my friend. And we've got with us also Adam, CoreTube, hello, my friend. Welcome. Kenny, North King, J340, way too many squids. Greeting from Austria. Hello, Captain, and welcome. Deep Friday, baby. Hello, Daza T. Hello, my friend. Welcome, Fly High Guy. Howdy, my friend. Welcome. We've got also Mini Tubu from Germany. Welcome, my friend. Welcome, everyone, to this live stream. And today we are going to take a second look at this rather beautiful McDonnell Douglas. We are currently situated at Louisville. I hope I said that correctly. Kilo Sierra Delta Foxtrot. And we are going to be heading back to where we took off in the last stream, Memphis International in the US of A. Today we're flying a real-world UPS route, and this is UPS 1384, and this is an actual route flown by the MD-11. And hopefully we will have a successful flight all the way to our destination. Of course, during the first preview stream of this aircraft, we experienced a crash to desktop, unfortunately. And I did not really have the time to restart the flight because I had to go back to work in the morning. Ryan, hello, my friend. Welcome. Benny, hello. Peter, hello. Bao, hello, guys, and welcome. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be loading up the aircraft. We are going to be departing runway 35 left, I believe, according to our flight plan. By the way, it's 30, let's see here. Yeah, 35 left through the cargo for departure. We're going to fly direct to Osine and then direct to Bravo Whiskey Gulf. And then we are going to arrive at Memphis through the Bluz 3 star and make an ILS landing at runway 36 Charlie. I have not had time to play more around with this aircraft or read the manuals, but I've done one test flight after the stream just to make sure that we are not going to experience any crashes, anything like that. But first, let's take again one quick look at this aircraft. This time in the UPS livery, and I really like a lot the textures of this aircraft. I do like what McDonnell Douglas or Rotate has done on this McDonnell Douglas MD-11. I think it's a very complex aircraft, by the way, and I know a lot of you guys, just looking at the comments, a lot of you guys are on the fence on buying this aircraft. It does have a few issues that Rotate is working to fix, and with an aircraft this complex, guys, this is normal. It's normal that that the aircraft ships with a few errors, with a few bugs. There are definitely hundreds and multiple of scenarios that the developers probably did not face during the testing phase. And I'll tell you, Rotate is a very reputable development company, and I'm sure that they will iron out the issues and have an update to address some of the issues encountered in the initial release. That said, we also encountered a brake heating problem during the first stream, and I want to thank you guys, those of you who actually gave me some tips on how to alleviate a situation like that in the future. And I do appreciate all the constructive criticism that some of you has given me. I do appreciate that, and I tell you guys, it's a two-way learning for me. I mean, I do give a lot for you guys, but also I receive a lot in terms of the knowledge. There are some real-world MD-11 pilots who have sent me messages to give me some tips on flying the aircraft, so I'm very thankful for that. One thing that I do not appreciate is a personal attack on myself. That is something I will not tolerate, and those who do that will be blocked. As simple as that. I just really have no time for haters. I have no time for trolls. So those will be blocked. If you want to comment, be constructive. There was a comment from one person. He went as far as saying that that he feels that McDonnell Douglas should sue me for misrepresenting their aircraft in the flight sim. So, but anyway, let's focus on our flight today and this rather beautiful aircraft. I really love the McDonnell Douglas, and I do love what Rotate has done. Yeah, the sounds maybe could use a little more work, especially the engine sounds, but nonetheless, guys, this is a study level simulation of the MD-11. If you look at manuals, you will really appreciate the complexity that is built into this aircraft. And in my initial stream, and probably in this stream, I will only begin to touch the surface as to what this aircraft is capable of and how deeply these systems are simulated. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to bring up the I'm going to leave this in external view just to kind of let you guys admire the way this aircraft looks. We're going to bring this here, and maybe we'll do that. There we go. All right, so we're going to go to, we don't need anything here. Everything looks good here. So we're going to go straight to the load manager. And we are going to take a note of our fuel requirement as well as payload. Mr. Don, hello, my friend. Welcome. Glad to have you with us on stream. Alex, hello, my friend, and welcome. Yeah, that's right, Alex. He said that I should probably be sued by McDonnell Douglas. Rand, hello, my friend. Long time no talk. How have you been, my friend? Glad to have you. Fox Aviation, welcome. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here at the fuel requirements. Today we are going to need a let's see, trip fuel is 14,261, so we're going to approximate that to 14,400. So we're going to put that here, 14,400. And for the taxi fuel, we're just going to put 1,000 pounds. And for the block fuel, according to our flight plan, we are going to need approximately 36,300. So 36,300. And for the total payload today, let me take a quick look at our plan here. Payload is 87,600. 87,600. And we are going to adjust the center of gravity to obtain about 30.6 is good. And we're going to load the aircraft. You can see the aircraft kind of adjusts itself there. And we are pretty much good here. We're going to request the ground power unit. And as you can see now, the GPU is connected, and we will worry about this later on. Let's hop into the cockpit. And the cockpit, again, is beautiful, just really a beautiful rendition, a very authentic looking 3D cockpit of the MD-11. I do appreciate the level of realism and immersion in the cockpit. This is a very, very authentic looking 3D cockpit, and it is very representative of the MD-11. So let's head over to the overhead panel. And the first thing we are going to do is we're going to turn on the battery. So battery is on. I like the internal sounds. I know some people were complaining about the internal sounds, but I do like them. So with the battery on, we can now turn on external power. External power is on. And what we will do is we will set things up and turn the APU a little later. But we will perform the APU and engine fire test first. All right, so this checks okay. Of course, it will cycle through up to engine number 3, but we don't need to do that, so that's done. All right, so we've done the first test. We can now also test the lights. Overspeed. All this, the lights are functional, and we can now come and set the adheres. Now, once you turn the nav, the first nav to the nav position, it will automatically trigger the cargo fire test. And let's go ahead and do that. There you go. Cargo fire test is done. And it's the MD-11 cockpit is like a Boeing and an Airbus had too much to drink, ended up in bed, and 9 months later the MD-11 was there. All right, so we're going to put this on nav, and this is good. We can also test and erase, I believe, this data recorder. And cargo, this is good. This is all good. Engine is off, ignition is off, system, all these lights are illuminated, which is good. Emergency power is armed. And we can move down here. All looks good here. And we are now going to arm the emergency lights. We're going to turn on the non-smoking and seatbelt signs on since the fueling is now complete. And we can do the quantity test here to make sure everything's good. And all looks good. We're going to turn on the defog here. And we are pretty much ready for the rest of the startup procedure. Let's make sure everything's good here, and all is good here. Perfect. Let's cancel the master caution. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the glare shield. So we are today going to be flying at a final cruise altitude of 38,000 feet. 38,000 is set. We'll worry about the heading is 350, which is the initial runway heading. There we go. 350 is set. And if we come down here, let me do this here, and let's remove the yokes on both sides. We'll set the altimeter. So if we look at the weather information at Lowesville, currently the altimeter is 3018. So let's go ahead and set that 3018. And we're going to come down here and set this to 3018 as well. On cage, that's done. And 3018 on this side as well. There we go. All right. So now everything is set here, and now we can come down to the FMC and set the flight plan, all that good stuff. Let's see. What is the first thing to be fixes in the upcoming update? Good evening, Crunch Warp 69. Well, there are a few issues, I think, with the auto flight system. Some people were complaining about it. I've had so far no issues other than in some airports, I do not get the IRSs would disalign, they would just fail immediately after engine start, and I'm not sure why that is. I haven't reported it yet because I wanted to be able to replicate it. So far I haven't had time really to do it because, as you guys know, Sunday is a working day here in Kuwait. So yeah, let's head over here to the FMC. By the way, you will notice that I have the latest AirAct database installed, and the way I did this is I do have their MD80, so I just copied over the nav data folder contents into the MD11, and I have the latest database. It's the same format, so it works perfectly fine. Let's go to flight plan initialization, and we are flying today from Kilo Sierra Delta Foxtrot to Kilo Mike Echo Mike, and we're going to enter that here, and we're going to initialize the IRS. And while the IRS initializes, what we will do is we will head over to the overhead panel, and we're going to perform the hydraulic pressure test. And we're going to head down here, click on hydraulic, and now you see the hydraulic system display, and the hydraulic pressure test is showing here on the display. It will start momentarily, but what we're going to do is we're going to continue with our flight plan now, and we are going to note our alternate airport. The alternate airport is Kilo Sierra Tango Lima. All right, Kilo Sierra Tango Lima, and that's the alternate. We are today UPS 1384, UPS 1384, and we enter that here. Cruise altitude is 38,000 feet, and the temperature and the wind, so this is minus 57, and HD, and let me just grab this real quick, which is 312, and we enter that here. That's cool, and the cost index today is 20. Jack the Dragon Killer, hello my friend, welcome, glad to have you on stream with us. Alex5150, hello my friend. Don't you think it's a bit too dark inside the cockpit? No, I think it's all right. Maybe on stream sometimes it looks dark, but it looks okay at my end. There we go, and the cost index is now set. By the way, you can see that the hydraulic test is now being performed, and everything is looking good. Actually, the test has concluded now, and everything looks good. Perfect. We're going to head down here now, and we have everything set up on this page. We're going to go to the next page now and confirm the block fuel, the total gross weight of the aircraft, takeoff center of gravity, and the zero fuel weight center of gravity. And you confirm those just simply by clicking on them. And now we're going to go to the flight plan. Now, our flight plan is quite simple today. So this is our departure, and we are going to be departing today runway 35 left. So this is 35 left through the cargo 4, and there is no transition there. So we're going to say insert. Now from cargo, we're going to fly direct to OSIGN. So OSIGN is the next one, and then we're gonna fly direct again to Bravo Whiskey Golf, which is a VOR station. Now the first one is the one we're interested in, and then we are going to be arriving into Memphis International. Flight Sim Vlogs, hello my friend, and welcome. J85, you are a lucky man. All right, So we are going to be, this is our arrival into Memphis International. So we're going to select our star, and we are going to be arriving through the Bluz 3, through the BWG, or Bravo Whiskey Golf, and we are going to be landing at, performing an ILS approach runway 36 center, as you can see here, and we're going to say insert. Now, once we do an insert, let me go to plan, because this is quite important for you to see. If I go through the plan and we reach our final, you can see that there is vectors to final. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this manual here. I'm going to say, I'm going to say clear. Let's see here. All right, clear. And I'm going to remove this manual. And I'm going to remove this discontinuity as well. And now you'll get something that looks exactly like the nav charts. So this is the star for runway 36 center on the Navigraph charts. This looks exactly like this. So this is cool. And we are now done. We can go back to map. And this is our departure out of Louisville. And now we can continue with the, let's go ahead and start the APU now. So to start the APU, we're just going to go to APU power and click here, and you will see that the APU power and here you see the start stop switch blinking. And once the APU is available, the blinking stops, and you will see that APU power is available. So what we can do now is head back here to the FMC or McDo, and we can go to the takeoff page. All right, in the takeoff page, today we're flying pretty light. So we're gonna flex. We're gonna derate our takeoff. I think 67 is good. There we go. 67 is just fine. We're gonna do flaps 15 for departure. That gives us a stab trim of -4.7. And for the slope and wind, we're just going to assume 0 here. But for the headwind, we type in the letter H, and then we get the headwind from our SimBrief plan. So the headwind is, let me see here, 5 knots. So we have 5 knots headwind. So we enter that here. Outside temperature, you can simply get here, which is 4 Celsius. So we're going to enter that here. Oops, you need to say 04 for that to work. So 04, and now you have the V speeds. So we have V1 124, V rotate 137, and V2 149. And now we have all our speeds checked. You can see them here on the display. They're all displayed in magenta color to confirm that they have now been entered into the aircraft computer. Perfect. So now actually we are pretty much ready to go. Let's check on our APU to see that the APU is now available, as you can see here. There you go. APU is available, so we can now turn on the APU air, is what it's called on the MD-11, and we're going to wait for all the lights to show what we want it to show. You can now hear the definitely the APU and the air conditioning system is working, and we can now dismiss the external power, and we'll bring up the MD-11 aircraft menu, and we're going to dismiss ground power, and we're going to dismiss the wheel chocks as well, and we are now pretty much ready to go. What we're going to do is turn on our beacon lights, and yeah, we are pretty much ready. Everything is set up for our departure now, and we're ready to start the aircraft engines. So to do this, we are going to put this on the flight plan, and we're going to come down here and put this on. Actually, I'll leave it on takeoff and approach because we're going to need that later on. We're going to switch the display here to the engine display. All right, here we go. And now we can start our engines. Let me take a quick look here in chat. Have you ever been to India? Oh, sorry, no, Mohammed. I've never been to India. Raj, hello, my friend, and welcome. Glad to have you with us on stream today. Wojciech here. When I have manual and vector in my flight plan, I leave this just in case that for some reason I'm not too fast or too high on the approach. You can always go direct. Absolutely, yes. I normally do that as well. I just wanted this to look exactly like the Navigraph chart. So that for those reasons I did. Scott, hello, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us tonight. And we are now ready for engine start. So let's go ahead and go with ignition A. And it will automatically turn off all the packs. It's amazing how much automation is in this classic aircraft. It's very, very highly automated aircraft. So we are now ready for engine start, and we are going to start the sequence. Engine start aboard the MD-11 is engine number 3, 1, and 2. So we're going to start with engine number 3. There we go. And we're going to watch the engine spool. And at 12% N2, we will introduce fuel, and that should take care of the engine for us. Right, 12%, and that's good. We're going to introduce fuel. By the way, for those of you who do not know, you see this button here? This button is the auto throttle disconnect button. So ATS disconnect is this button here, and there is another button on the other side as well. Either one of these buttons will disconnect the auto throttle. And I have a button mapped to do this so that we can focus on the landing. We have a good start on engine number 3, and we can see also here in the display the engine is still spooling, so we'll wait for engine number 3 to stabilize before we start the engine number 1. In the meantime, we can set the auto brake to rejected takeoff, and we will arm the speed brake as well. One note on the speed brake: if you can see now, there is the arrow showing down and up, and that will not arm or disarm the auto throttle. The speed brake, beg your pardon. So what you need to do is you need to move your mouse a little up until you see the hand, and then you can actually move it up and down. So that's something to take a note of while you're flying this aircraft. All right, we have a stable engine number 3. We're going to start engine number 1. That is correct, Peter. Yes, the MD-11 was born from the DC-10. I do not have any information as to when the passenger variant of the aircraft is going to be available. Scott says, I was on a DC-10 from Dallas to Hawaii in 1996. The only wide body I've flown. Oh, wow. That's very nice. All right, we got carried away there. Let's introduce fuel. Right, and now we can see engine number 1 coming on. You can see PAX 1 is off. A very, very highly automated aircraft, and I think it is a remarkable piece of engineering for its time. The MD-11 really is a fine bird, really well developed aircraft, very well engineered for its time. Right, let's click on the flight plan so that we are back at the very beginning of our flight plan. And now we can see the engine number 1 is stabilizing. We'll wait for it to stabilize at 23% N1. And there we go. I think that's good enough. And now we can start the engine number 2. And engine number 2 is now starting. And again at 12% and 2. We will introduce fuel, and then we will have all 3 engines running, and we'll be ready for takeoff. Nathan, hello, my friend, and welcome. Cheapskate Simmer, hello, my friend. I flew on a World Airlines MD-11 Once from Japan to Washington State. Very comfortable flight, great aircraft. Well, thanks for sharing the insight with us. I've never flown on an MD-11, so I really don't know how comfortable the aircraft is. But I'm glad that that the aircraft is in fact, you know, well rated as for passengers. All right, so now we have the third engine coming on, and everything looks good here. Our altimeters are set. We can introduce some lights a little later on in the flight, but for the time being, I think we're good. And the runway is right there, so it's not a long taxi, thankfully. But we know what to do this time if we get an engine overheat. Beg your pardon, brakes overheat. All right, so we need to set our flaps and slats for takeoff. So we're going to select 15 right here. And we're going to move this to flaps 15. You can see the beautiful slats coming out, and the flaps are set as well. Perfect. And we have a good start, and we can now turn off the APU air. And once you turn off the APU air, the packs will automatically turn on, which is, again, really remarkable for an aircraft. It has so much automation, and I have a lot of appreciation for the logic that Rotate has built into this aircraft. Really a fine aircraft, very complex, and it really does simulate the MD-11 systems to a great depth. And again, folks, if you really want to get an appreciation for this aircraft, I highly recommend that you go through the manuals, because you will understand how deeply Rotate has simulated the systems aboard this aircraft. Even the flight model itself, when you fly this aircraft, the way it pitches as you come to land is very, very challenging. I've seen Captain Canada land the aircraft, and he's done a phenomenal job just landing it in style. Captain Canada is a good friend of mine and a great content creator. So yeah, be sure to check out his quite lengthy stream, about a 6-hour stream, the first stream that he's done on the MD-11. So here we go. We are all good here, and beacon lights are on. We can turn on now. The nose lights should go on to taxi, but I have the landing lights mapped to my Alpha Flight Control switch. So it's one switch for all, so all or nothing. So that's okay. We're going to turn on the runway turn-off lights, and everything here is ready to go. The only thing we have is the brakes. So let's go ahead and release the parking brake. Let's see here. Parking. We need to set. Hang on. Oh. All right. One thing we need to do is we need to set our trim to 4.6. So that's not what I wanted to do. 4.6. There we go. And now we can release the parking brake and head over to the runway. Perfect. Folks, look at this beauty. What a beautiful looking aircraft. There you have it, the Rotate McDonnell Douglas MD-11 for X-Plane 11. And soon for X-Plane 12. By the way, the airport scenery is that of $0 payware. It was recently released for X-Plane 11, available on both the X-Plane org and I believe on the Threshold forums as well. So nice freeware scenery for X-Plane 11. And here we go. We are going to turn on our landing lights and the strobes, or called high intensity lights here. And that is the runway. Look at those wings. Just absolutely
Approaching.
gorgeous.
3, 5, left. On runway 3, 5.
All right, let's get lined up. And we are good to go. We are cleared for takeoff. All is good. Let's go. Knots. V1. Rotate. And positive rate of climb. Gears going up. Beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. Look at that. You have got to love those wings. Right? We're going to track the slats. Looking good. And we can now go to profile, nav, auto flight. Perfect. So all is working now according to plan. And we're going to retract the flaps now. We're going to decrease the range here so we can take a look at our flight plan here as we make our turn. And all is looking good. Yeah, I forgot to press auto flight first before takeoff. But we are looking good now. Look at that. Wow. By the way, the engine sounds are not that bad. I think they're okay. Landing lights off. We're going to increase the range here a bit. This is the top of climb, 38,000 feet. And you can see the aircraft is now climbing. And the climb thrust is set. All is looking good there. And the aircraft is now following the flight plan. We can now disarm the speed brake and the auto brake to off. Let's go ahead and turn off the non-smoking signs, and seat belts, runway turn off lights can go off as well. We don't need the logo light yet. And now everything is per design intent. All's looking good. is a nice engine view for you guys. You have got to admire those beautiful textures of the aircraft. And look at that wing. Superb. All right, folks, we are at 15 for 38. We are looking good. And, yeah. Glenn, hello, my friend, and welcome. Sir Transponder. Oh, yes, you are right, sir. Transponder. There we go. TARA. And now we're good. My bad. All right, let's bring up some lights here. Things are kind of getting dark. By the way, we forgot the timer as well, so we can start the timer here. And we're just going to bring the lights into the cockpit here. Beautiful lighting. There we go. Much better now, and we can see everything in a much better way. Now, folks, I have not done any landing. I've done one landing with this aircraft, and fortunately I received actually the aircraft just a few days before it was released, so I haven't really had that much time to practice the landings, but hopefully today I will give you something that will please your eyes. Hopefully it will be a better landing, hopefully. Right, we're doing good. We're flying, the aircraft is flying the profile defined in the McDo, and we continue to climb to our cruise altitude. Strasbourg, oh, Bravo Mike 379er, hello my friend. Madison, hello my friend. Impact on FPS, not really. I'm getting about 50, 49, 50 FPS or so. So not really that much, you know, in terms of impact on FPS. If you have the MD-80 from Rotate, it's probably about the same in terms of the performance requirements. Armando Rodriguez, hello, my friend. Welcome. It is definitely a beautiful MD-11. I did press auto flight, yes. So the aircraft autopilot is now flying the aircraft. As you can see, we're following the flight path. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a new subscriber to the Q8 Pilot channel. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you as part. Tristan G. Tristan, welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us on stream tonight. Now, if we look at the top of this, now it keeps saying error. Let's see here. It says error at Specker. Let's see what the problem is at Specker. So this one is, it says 18.5. This is 24.23. So we are going to change this. Bluz is 23. So what I'm going to say is we're going to do 23. So 23.230. And we'll add that here. And clear that error. And this should be okay. No. Hang on. Bluz says 23. So let's make it 23. Alright, so we'll say 230. And put it there. That should be alright. 2023 and then 15, so we should be good. And we're gonna pretty much use the profile till the very end. And let's take a look here. It should be okay. Let's clear that here as well. And let's see. Now, there's one thing I keep getting as soon as we pass about 36,000 feet, you get cabin relief or pressure relief or something like that. And I'm not sure why we get this error. It seems like the Rotate MD-11 screens are looking smaller in... Is it? Smaller in the real life, isn't it? Tor Abor, welcome to the VVIP membership at the Kuwait Pilot channel. I appreciate Avox, Tor Avox. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you very much for your kind support. Collimator 79, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much, my friend. Glad to have you with us. Ryan, hello, my friend. Welcome. T.S. Thomas, hello, my friend. More than likely, the real airplane would give you the same error, probably telling us that it can't comply with the altitude unless adjusted, as you just did. I see. Okay. Perfect. All right, I'm still getting this altitude error at Specker, and I'm not sure why. You know what? Let's try to lower this altitude. So this is 23, this is 15. So let's say, for example, 18. I'm not sure what the altitude is according to the flight plan. Let me check the flight plan here real quick and see if we can. Sign, axle, Specker, and the altitude at Specker, let's see, is actually 226. All right, so let's just do 22,000. Let me just, all right, 220. Here, and I'm going to change this one to flight level 180 right here. Alright, maybe it likes this better. I don't know. Alright, there we go. So this is the master caution, cabin pressure relief, and the way you can get rid of this, and I'm not sure, by the way, if this is the right way of doing it or not, but what you need to do is you need to cancel the master caution. Then you need to come up here, and this is something I'm sure that I just figured out how to, remove that warning. Just go to manual and click on climb, and just wait a little bit here. Now what you'll see is the cabin relief thing is gone, and now you can turn off the manual system, and if we go back now, you can see that the warning has gone. There's nothing there. All right, so this is our top of climb. It's a very short flight, by the way, into Memphis. It's there again, so we'll wait until we stabilize at 38 and then we'll do it. Should be okay. Yep, so that's the altitude warning that we're reaching 38,000 feet. Sven, hello, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. Thank you very much, Rand. You are very kind, my friend. Lorenzo, hello, my friend, and welcome. Any updates to the MD-11 in the short term to fix some bugs? Well, I'll tell you what. Rotate is a very reputable company, and I'm very sure that they're already working on the next update. So just bear with them, and I really honestly think this is one of the better aircraft made for X-Plane 11. Highly complex aircraft and real joy to fly. All right, here we go. We are at our cruise altitude, 38,000 feet. We're going to come here, click on the system, click on climb, and just let it go up here a little bit so that we cancel the pressure warning, remove the system, and voila, no issues. I'm pretty sure that this is not the right procedure, and I'm not sure why we're getting it. I think somebody just explained it here on stream. I think that pressure thing is a bug. It could be. It could be. It could be a bug. I'm not sure. Maybe the cabin altitude could be set to a higher level in the auto mode. Not sure. I was an MD-88 guy, not MD-11 pilot. Oh, welcome, Captain. All right, so we are at 38,000 feet, And this is our cruise altitude, not too far from the top of descent. If we look on the second McDo, right here, it's still complaining about an error of the altitude there, but you know, we'll just leave it. So if I go to performance here, you can see that TD is 129 nautical miles, but we actually might need to descend a little earlier than that. But all's looking good. Let's do a flyby, folks. Woo! Beautiful. So I think just going through the comments from the original stream, again, I saw a glimpse of the unforgiving nature of some of the folks in this community. And I would urge you guys, really, those who write those really, you know, comments that are not appropriate, for the lack of a better term, those comments are the kind of comments that drove Matt Davis off this hobby. It drove Frugal, and maybe it also drove Castrator. I don't know what are the reasons that made Castrator also quit making flights and videos, but that also could be the reason, and it kind of was the reason I kind of stopped for a period of time. So it's very important, you know, I know Captain Canada really handles it very, very well. So, but just, I mean, there's really nothing wrong with being nice, folks. Just be cordial. I mean, state, you know, whatever you want to state in an objective manner without attack on the person. And all comments are welcome, really. I mean, I take it really wholeheartedly, take any criticism that, because normally criticism is something that helps me improve. It helps me put better content for you guys. So I don't mind it, not in the least, but as long as it is objective and it's not a personal attack, like, you know, the guy who wants McDonnell Douglas to sue me. I mean, I actually laughed. I mean, I'll tell you guys, I didn't really take much offense in the comment, but it really made me laugh. And I said, this guy is really angry at the world and probably angry with himself as well. And I didn't know why. Oh, God, look at that wing, man. It's just beautiful. All right, back in the cockpit. All is looking good. And if I look at our Sim Toolkit Pro, we are about 26 minutes from arrival. Yannick, hello, my friend. Welcome. Thank you, Lot. Appreciate it, my friend. Diego, hello, my friend. Is the LNAV still broken? Well, no, I don't think so. Well, look, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, I mean, it has worked for me a couple of times. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure what is the trigger. Yeah, Rand, I agree with you there. Definitely. Definitely. So, overall, folks, now, by the way, I have been given a free copy of this MD-11. But as most of you who are regulars at the channel know, that does not really influence my decision in what I say. We've got with us Fabrizio. Welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel. Thank you for the subscription. And welcome aboard, my friend. Yes, Don, I agree. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, Luke, there are so many angry, angry folks out there. I'm not really sure why. I mean, the world is a beautiful place. I know that there are probably those who are less fortunate of us, but look, it's in life, it is 10% destiny It's 10% what life has planned for you, but it's 90% how you react to it. And just try to make the best out of every situation. Even the worst of the worst situations is something for you to celebrate because you've learned something new. And learning something new is beautiful. So no matter how hardships, you know, and how stumbling blocks come your way, and obstacles, and tough days, or tough people, just remain collected, remain committed to your cause, to your objectives, and with a lot of resolve and tenacity, you can always overcome any hurdle. And that's something I've learned in life. And hopefully we'll be able to battle all the hardships with this MD-11 as well today. And hopefully we'll put it on a safely at runway 36 center at Memphis International. So I'm quite looking forward for that, because the last stream crashed and then I didn't really have much time to, you know, to fiddle around with the plane. So so back to what I was saying. I do not say anything I don't believe in, because I know that I have the responsibility to you guys, because you're going to make an investment in this aircraft. And I heard, or I read through the comments, and some of the comments said $84 for this aircraft is not worth it, and so on and so forth. Now, maybe if you're a casual simmer, then yes, this aircraft is not for you. I tend to agree that it is not, the price is not justifiable if you are a casual simmer and you just want, you know, something for fun, a little takeoff and landing. But if you are interested in learning the McDonnell Douglas MD-11, this aircraft is definitely worth its money. In my view, yes, it needs work. Some bugs need to be ironed out, and it needs maybe better sounds, maybe better engine sounds, but it is worth its price. And I will probably give it a final score of 8 out of 10 as published on release date. That would be my evaluation and my score that I give to the aircraft based on the Q8 pilot criteria. I do, why do I get engine 1 fire call out sometimes when I take off? I have no clue. Did you press autopilot 2 times or 1 time? I pressed the autopilot 1 time, and the aircraft's doing fine. But you normally before takeoff, you need to click it so that you remove the clamp, the ATS disconnect, and then once you are airborne, then you click it again. But so far, the aircraft is doing just fine. 8.5 out of 10 is still a fair score for the aircraft, Alex. So I wouldn't disagree with you. How's the heading mode for you? For me, it doesn't want to cross 360 degrees. When I command it, it says go from 300 to 0110 to the right. It always turns left until it reaches 010. I think I've had that issue as well. But the MD-11 is as good as the CL6, the Challenger 650. All right. So first of all, they are very different aircraft. By the way, I think we need to begin our descent shortly. So we are still getting this error here. BWG 39, let's see, 13 nautical miles to Harrod, and then I will begin we can see the top of descent here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the MCP altitude to, what's it doing? All right, to 3,000. All right, 3,000 is set. This is the top of descent. If the aircraft doesn't descend, we can always command it to descend. But okay, so first of all, the Challenger 650 and the MD-80 are 2 very different aircraft. The system simulation is completely different. There's different systems, different flight model. I would say the 650 is a much higher fidelity aircraft, yes, without a doubt, and it has cost more as well by some margin. So definitely the Challenger 650 by Hot Start is, in my view, to date, until this day, the day streaming this this live stream, is by far the most complex and the most detailed aircraft ever built for a flight sim platform. There's nothing today, which is the 27th of March. There is nothing as of the 27th of March that comes close to the Challenger 650. But we're talking about two very different aircraft. The simulation is completely different, and the complexity, by the way, and the difficulty of programming what an MD-11 does versus what, you know, the Challenger 650 is very different. So yeah, now we can see what happened here. You see the top of descent mark has gone for some reason. Ooh. Not sure what has happened here. But the aircraft, it looks like it encountered some turbulence. Wow, it gave me a scare there. But it looks like it has adjusted again, went back to... By the way, this is the safety features, the stall features, the stall safety features on the MD-11 are simulated in this aircraft, which was very good to see. So yeah, we're back to normal. The aircraft kind of corrected itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin the descent ourselves in about 20 nautical miles or so. As soon as we pass Rexel, we are going to initiate the descent ourselves, because now what it's done, if I go increase, oh, look at that. I'm not sure. It will correct itself, hopefully, but we might need to fly the approach manually because of all this mumbo jumbo I see here. But we'll see what happens. All right, so we are good. We are 38,000. We will probably initiate the descent manually. But yeah. MCT'd for thrust limits to avoid it. The RYUJIN Q400 is also high quality, close to the 650. Yes, the RYUJIN is one of the best aircrafts built for X-Plane 11, and I am fortunate enough to have the Majestic software Dash 8 as well for P3D, and I will tell you that in almost every respect except one, the RYUJIN wins over the Majestic software Dash 8. So there's only the UNS FMS where some functions are not simulated in the RYUJIN. I think those are probably work in progress, but that's the only thing where the Majestic Dash 8 has an edge over the RYUJIN aircraft. In all other respects, the RYUJIN aircraft is definitely superior to the Majestic software aircraft. All right, what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to initiate a descent. So we have it at 3,000, and let's go ahead and begin the descent to 3,000. It should be fine according to my calculation, what I see in SimToolkit Pro. We are at the top of descent mark, slightly early, so it's an early descent, but I'd rather go early than be late, especially today, because I do want to land this aircraft. I do want to experience landing this aircraft, which I've done it about once so far, so I do want to experience that, and I want you guys to share the experience. Eco has done. Can't wait to see. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. The nice thing is that we have excellent content creators who show us the plane when they come, the planes when they come out. I have learned to wait and see the state of the plane before making the purchase. That's actually a good strategy, Scott. And I think a lot of folks out there do the same. And it's a good showcase. So the main purpose of us content creators, streaming those aircraft is, one, to really show you what the aircraft can do, whether it's for you or not. Mert, hello, my friend, and welcome. Glad to have you. The Flight Sim Deck, hello, my friend. Welcome. The Majestic, which version did you compare? There are versions ranging from 50 to 300. So I have the Professional Edition. So it's the one below the Training Edition, which is kind of at par in price with the RYUJIN. And those are the ones that I've compared. The RYUJIN Q4XP with the Professional version. So there is, I think, there's the Pilot Edition, which is the lowest tier, and then there's the Professional Edition, and then there's the Training Edition, which was recently released. We continue to, let me make sure this is in profile. All right, now we're in profile. Just trying to make sure that our speeds are correct and that we're descending at the right rate. And it looks like we weren't in profile. We are now. And we are now descending. Guys, do visit the Flight Sim Deck. He's got a really beautiful channel. He's one of the best content creators out there. He's got a really pleasant presentation style. And he really does a very good job showcasing a lot of different add-ons. He does all kinds of stuff, DCS, Microsoft Flight Simulator, X-Plane 11. So I highly recommend his channel. Please do visit his channel and give him a few hundred likes and subscribes, if you will. Let's see. All right, that's drag. All right, let's take a look here. Initialize cruise flight level. We've already done that, so I'm not sure what it wants now. By the way, let's bring the aux back. All right. So if we look to takeoff and approach, we can see VAP is 147 for flaps 35, 190 clean minimum, and yeah, we keep getting this. By the way, it looks like the issue that we've had here is fixed. Let's increase this. Yeah, looks like this is okay now. So it has redrawn the flight path and removed all the weird stuff that we saw earlier. So we are looking good now. Not sure why the contrail is shown here in front. We can disarm that. Figure out the right speed. And we continue our descent. Let's me very quickly look at the destination information. So the altimeter is 3020. Looks like we have going to be an interesting landing. We've got 6 knot Verbos wind at Memphis. Oh, it should be all right. Beautiful aircraft. I just absolutely adore those wings. And here is a look at the back of the wing. And we continue to descend, ladies and gentlemen, to 3,000. We should be fine. The profile will take care of everything for us. Now, if we go back to the flight plan, this is where we are. So 24, 22, and it looks like we're going to hold here at 22 and then begin the descent again. Now, the profile, once the profile is engaged, it will hold at all the holding points, so all the restrictions will be respected by the McDo. Now we can see we started descending again, so it will follow whatever you put there. It looks like we need some drag. As you can see, our speed is increasing. So let's introduce speed brake there to keep our speed at the desired speed. And we continue to descend. The altimeter in the transition altitude in the United States is 18,000 feet. And the current altimeter setting is 3020. We're looking good. Yeah. Really looking forward to the approach. Hopefully I won't make a complete mess out of it. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, here we go. We're approaching 18,000 feet. You can see it says more drag. Oh, it says remove drag. Wants us to remove the drag now. Alright, drag is removed. We're looking good. Approaching 18,000 feet. Let's go ahead and set the altimeter to 3020. Alright, 3020 is set. And we're going to set it down here as well. 3020. And set it on the first officer side as well. 3020 is also set. Now, if we go to the radios, so if we go to nav radio, you can see that the approach ILS frequency and approach course are already detected here. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in 1110.5 and enter it here, and now this becomes active, and we're pretty much good there. Alright, we continue the descent, 16,000. We're looking good. If we look at our speeds, if we go to the flight plan, 250, we should, that's the mark there, as you can see here. So right here, we need to be at 10,250 knots. So we're looking good. So far, so good. Look at that, folks. Wow. Yeah, I've got to love that. All right. It is Casey. Hello, my friend. Welcome. Sajil. Hello, my friend, and welcome. Is it default seating view, or you have a cockpit view saved? I have a few cockpit views saved. Yeah, and this is I'm using XP Realistic. Right, we are approaching 10,000 feet, and we should see the aircraft decelerating to 250 knots. Very soon. And then we will manually set our speeds as we approach the airport. We're, by the way, not very far from Memphis. The airport is right there. So that's the runway. So it's right ahead of us now. And we are looking good. Boeing Corp, hello my friend. Love the smoothness of X-Plane 11. Absolutely. Absolutely. X-Plane 11 is very, very smooth. And it's one of the reasons, actually, I love flying it. But Microsoft Flight Simulator has become very smooth as well with the latest updates. And we have Pedro Alves. Welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you on the stream. And as you can see now, I'm going to just leave this here at 250 because it wants to go back to 280. But I don't want to go back to 280. That's fine. 250 knots because that's the next waypoint. We need to be at 250. So we will leave it there. And we will begin the descent as well shortly. If we go to flight plan, we are looking good there in terms of our altitude. That's our turn. We're getting pretty close now. And we should see the aircraft beginning to descend. 250, 246, and 210 right there. We can switch it back to profile. We can actually go to flaps 15 if we wanted to. As you can see, it's F15 in green, so we can actually go to flaps 15, but we'll leave it for now. And we're looking good. Your setup cockpit looks smooth and clean. Thanks for answering and wish you a good landing. Thank you very much, Sajil. Appreciate it, my friend. All right, there we go. And as you can see now, the aircraft is following the profile, so it's doing what it's supposed to do. And it works pretty well. We're approaching 10,000 feet, so landing lights are on. We are also going to come over here and the auto brake to minimum. I think that's fine. We'll leave it at minimum. And we can see the speed. Let's see here. Actually, we can switch to profile now and leave it there. Yeah, let's go there. So now it will follow the profile in the McDo. And then we'll switch it later on as soon as we approach this area here on the display. Then we will switch the speed manually. Let's take a note of our landing speed once more. So the final landing speed is via 148. 148. All right, perfect. Click this again. And this is where we are. We are at 10,000 feet. Landing lights are on. We are at 246 knots. 250, close to 250, and we're looking good. Yeah. We should begin the descent now again. There we go. And as you can see, we have the profile speed also set. So what we can do is we can extend the Speed brake here, auto brake, what does it say? Auto brake off. It's because we disengaged the, all right, so we're just gonna wait for this to go to 210 knots, I believe. And we can now set the flaps. There we go. And let's go to flaps 15. Right, looking good. Speed is good. That's the airport right ahead of us. So far, so good. And we continue to descend about 5,700 to reach our approach altitude. We are looking good. A little. So now I understand what we can by saying we can, you know, fly direct. I can understand that now because the distance is pretty short here. But we should be fine. I think we should be able to clear the remaining altitude before we reach. I'm going to just push us back a little bit here so we can see things a little better as we come to land. And let me save this view. There we go. Perfect. We can disarm this. We're going to arm it. And we're going to put the brakes on medium or minimum. And if we look at our altitude, we are at 7,000 for 3,000. We're looking good. And the current speed is 210. I think we should be just fine. And let's actually put this down to 2,000. There we go. Now, as you can see, we are doing okay. A little too high, but that's okay and not a big deal. We continue to descend. Now we can see the speed is going down to 180. And now, as you can see here, so if you look here, now you have flap 28 is in green, so we can actually go to flap 28. So let's go ahead and do that. Flap 28. And that's for flap 35, so we're going to wait there. What I'm going to do is we're going to just put this here at 188, and we'll leave it there for now. Maybe we can go down to... Yeah, so we can actually go to flap 35 if we needed to. But we are okay now. We're just going to continue the descent to our approach altitude. Look at that. Look at those beautiful flaps. Woo, beautiful. Right, as you can see now, we are approaching Memphis, and the airport is actually right behind us now. How about we turn on our logo lights as well? We don't really need them, but that's all right. all is looking good here. Alright, so I'm going to reduce our speed to about 180. We're still looking pretty good. We can see the ILS identifier here. All right, we're coming up to 3,000. Perfect. All right, and that's our turn. And at this point, what we're going to do is we are going to hit the approach land. So you can see that the localizer is now armed. And we will see the aircraft beginning to turn towards Memphis.
2,500.
2,500 feet.
Altitude.
And that's our turn.
Stabilizer motion.
We're looking good. Yep. You're right there. All right. All right, so we're going to use heading select now. And as soon as we arrive at this waypoint, we should get the ILS. So heading of, suggest our heading here slightly. Now we can see the ILS there. You can see the glide slope and the localizer showing up, and we are now looking good. All right, if I look down here, we are 4 nautical miles and about 7, so it's probably a good time to drop the landing gear. But let's go ahead and continue, and yeah, let's take a look. We're going to do flaps 35 today. So I think we're looking good. And decrease there. Adjust our heading a little bit. You can see the localizer needle, and now the aircraft aligning itself with runway 36 center at Memphis International. All right, so now as soon as we clear this waypoint, we are not too far from the airport. We're going to wait for the glide slope needle to start coming down, and we're going to also reduce our speed as we go. And of course, at about 1,000 feet, we will disconnect the autopilot. It will definitely work in X-Plane 12. So we are looking good. Our final approach speed is 147. So we're going to go ahead and start reducing our speed to 165. There we go, 165. airport is right ahead of us now. That's the runway 36 center. Looking good. All right, speed brake is armed, auto brake on minimum, flaps 28, so one more notch of flaps, landing lights are on, everything is looking good, and we are approaching Memphis. We are on the localizer, and as soon as we see the needle dropping here, the glide slope needle dropping, let me adjust our heading there just in case. Then we will lower the landing gear. We're not too far now, almost there. As you can see now, the glide slope needle started moving down, so a good time to lower the landing gear and go for flaps 35. And we're going to also reduce the yeah, of course, the landing gear horn is going to sound because we are at flaps 34 and the landing gear isn't green yet. So we are going to start reducing our speed. 147. There we go. And we are now right ahead of the runway. 1,000. All right. We're actually on the glide slope and the localizer. 1,000 feet. Let's go ahead and disconnect the autopilot. Autopilot disconnected.
Autopilot.
Press it one more time to silence the alarm. The frames are really acting up now.
1,000.
Approaching 3, 6.
Oh, don't do this as we come to land. I mean, the frames were great all along. Alright, let's go ahead and disconnect the auto throttle.
500. 400.
A little bit of crosswind there, as you can see.
Approaching minimum. 500. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Long landing 2,007.
And touchdown. Reverse screen. Welcome to Memphis International Airport, ladies and gentlemen.
Remaining.
I need to probably map something to those, yeah, let me just put this down. There we go. And we can now start tracking the flaps. Let me get you guys the landing rate was 210. So not the smoothest of landings, but it was all right. Not sure why the frames are acting up, but that's all right. And let's go ahead and park the aircraft right here and take a look at our landing. $10 for butter landing. Oh, Luke, thank you so very much, sir, for your kindness and your generosity. Really appreciate it, my friend. Thank you very much. Yikes, FPS issue with an RTX 3090. I probably won't be able to run it. I think you should be fine. I think the issue is probably with the scenery. So it depends largely on what scenery you fly. And I'm not really sure why it's acting up like that. But yeah. Thank you very much, Scott. Appreciate it. Yeah, the airport scenery is probably pulling the frames, probably not optimized. Walco, Lul landing rate doesn't mean anything when people float in halfway down the runway. Yeah, it's probably right. Yeah, it was a long float there. But nonetheless, we've made it safely. So, and the landing rate does matter, even if you float it. So you could float and break off the aircraft as well. But thankfully we didn't do that. So we are safe and sound at Memphis International. There is our beautiful aircraft. We can turn off the lights. So those lights can go off. And let's see here. Logo lights can go off. And we can leave those on for now. We can kill the engines, and let me do a replay. That's probably too far. All right, let's do this one here.
Terrain, terrain, terrain.
Not sure why you don't see the speed brakes deployed in replay mode. But actually, that landing was a pretty nice landing. Yeah, everyone is an expert. Yeah, that was pretty cool, folks. I really liked it. I mean, I really... by the way, the MD-11 is a challenging aircraft to land. So a little more practice. Practice makes perfect. So definitely, man, just look at this, how beautiful this aircraft is. Here, let's do a wing view. How about, yeah, there we go. Look at that. Wow. You have got to love this aircraft, folks. I tell you, it's so much fun. And I'll tell you, if you are, you know, if you like challenging landings, definitely this aircraft is going to give you a very, very challenging landings, for sure. Fast reversers. Beautiful. Let's do one more time, and this time we're going to do it like maybe the tower view. Where's my mouse? There we go. Oh, that's way too far. Where is the... that's fine. Right there. All right, here we go. And here is a tower view. Actually, let me put the C key. And that way we can bring the aircraft here. There we go. Look at that beauty. What a beautiful looking aircraft. Ladies and gentlemen, the RotateSim McDonnell Douglas MD-11 landing here at Memphis International Airport in X-Plane 11. That's just really awesome. Look at that. Woo, beautiful. Tell you guys, sensational aircraft. Really, really a very, very well developed aircraft by RotateSim, and beautiful scenery also of Memphis International. Well, folks, this is pretty much what I wanted to share with you today. It is definitely a tough bird to land in real life. She is also fast on the approach. Yes, sir. Core Tube, thank you very much, sir. Daniel, the McDonnell Douglas legal department approves this landing and won't sue you for it. Thank you very much, Daniel. That's classic. I love the textures when the cabin windows would normally be. Great attention to detail. Absolutely. Just beautiful attention to detail. Remarkably done by RotateSim. Glenn, thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Mr. Mendez, thank you. Appreciate it. Peter, thank you very much. Rand, thank you so much for your support. Appreciate it, my friend. Madison, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Lois, thank you very much, sir. Did you set up the command for go round? No, I did not. I guess not. Good landing. Thanks for streaming it. Well, thank you guys for being here tonight. I really enjoyed really streaming this aircraft and having a second look. I hope that I was able to show you again sufficient information. I was able to share with you sufficient information and show you the aircraft to the extent where you are now able to decide whether this aircraft is for you or not. If you are looking for a study level simulation of the MD-11, look no further than this RotateSim MD-11. It is really a very complex study level simulation of the aircraft, despite all the problems. And yes, it does have some problems. I'm sure the team at RotateSim are working on those. But as you have witnessed in this flight, we have done a complete flight from cold and dark to shut down at Memphis International. Not a proper shutdown, but a shutdown nonetheless. But you have seen the aircraft in all phases of flight. We've seen the auto flight system work. We've seen all of the systems function per design intent. Really a wonderful aircraft by RotateSim. And I will be making a lot more streams of this aircraft in the near future. I want to thank you very much, folks, for joining me this evening on this Sunday, beautiful Sunday, and wish you all a pleasant rest of the day. And for those of you heading to bed, I wish you a good night. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and bye-bye for now.